train for war, but not train for peace. Feeling lost and trying to readjust and everything, if you can keep in connection with things that you feel connected to and the people you feel connected to. Because I know when I got back to civilian life, I didn't really connect to the people I went to high school with or people back home. It was kind of like there was a wall or a dissonance. I know someone recently, they found a community of veterans through Facebook that has breakfast and stuff. They go like every Saturday or some shit. And it helped them a lot, just feeling like they can talk to someone and people that understand, because most of the time we're families, or you know how it is. Volunteer groups that have a common goal. Like there was a group, a Rotary club. If someone needed help or needed something fixed, they would raise the funds to be able to go help the people in the community. So that's a sense of purpose. You get local connections and just try something new. Like you never know who you're going to meet, what you're going to do. Nature, camping. That's one of the things that I found that helped me just disassociate from the chaos that we had going on in our society or just at home. Things that didn't make sense, and I was still trying to figure out what was going on with me. Nature was one of the ways that I found that I can just go and kind of unplug from everything that I knew, especially travel. I did 6 months of traveling around the country. It helps remove yourself from environments that you know. And I know I was dealing with hypervigilance, like even still when I went on my trip, I still had a protection with me. I knew if anything popped off or something, I'd be able to protect myself. So that's important for sense of safety. Or finding your veteran buddies across the country, finding people you served the military with or go on the military bases. Go see them if you can. If you could travel, go to different countries. Just taking yourself out of old environments or just environments that you know, and kind of go explore and experience other cultures, because this culture might not be for you. I got stationed in Germany. One of the things I definitely realized and observed in Europe was they just have like a work-life balance, and it just feels laid back, more with the flow. You come here and it's go, 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 work, work, work. So I definitely noticed other countries with their way of life could be better suited for you, because I even considered that when I was out processing to move to a new country. Environment's definitely important, especially if you have chaotic home environments, or it doesn't feel like you connect with the people, or it just doesn't feel like home. Like that was the case for me. So I went searching for somewhere to call home, and I moved a couple states away just recently. Deep breathing exercises, you can look them up on YouTube if you want guided breathing, but you can regulate your nervous system by focusing and tuning in with your body for your mind-body connection, and just saying like everything's okay. And when you're focusing on your breathing, that kind of tells your body like subconsciously that, hey, I'm okay. I was in a fight or flight state all the time, so my nervous system was looking for danger in places that there was not danger. And I didn't know or understand at the time that my nervous system had like this switch flipped on. And so everywhere and anywhere was a threat to me, and I was always looking for it. So definitely trying to rewire your brain and rewire your sympathetic nervous system and just nervous system in general. We'll talk about chemically too, because that's also something that I researched a lot of. For example, I woke up one day, felt like I was having a damn panic attack. My mind was racing. I didn't know what was going on. And there's this stuff called GABA. It's a neurotransmitter in your nervous system. And I took one of these and I calmed down. So what this does is it's a neurotransmitter in your central nervous system. It reduces activity of neurons, helping regulate nerve cell excitability, good for maintaining balance between excitation and inhibition in the brain, prevents overstimulation. Because a lot of the times, if you're fight or flight, overstimulated and start freaking out, at least for me. And I just know I took these and magnesium. Magnesium's also really good. So you'll definitely realize your difference in sleep and just your way of life, because most people in our American diet are deficient in magnesium. So it's definitely important to look at your minerals and your vitamins that you're intaking. Just trying to get your chemicals and hormones and everything back in balance, because these right here definitely helped me a lot when I felt like I was having a panic attack or just overstimulation. And I found these. You can buy them right off the shelf. This is just my experience. It's not advice. So take it up with your people or whatever you got for disclaimer. Ashwaganda. It's good for stress report. I've heard a lot of people that will take this and it helps. I took this for a little while, but these, the magnesium and the GABA, definitely helped me more. So I haven't really taken this, but it's been in my medicine cabinet. Also with like St. John's wort, it's supposed to help with mood health, emotional balance, and it's like for mild depression. And then also protein. I was taking, it's really good. It's got a bunch of amino acids. They make up proteins. You need amino acids to have the production of good neurotransmitters in your system. Exercise definitely helps your mind and body relieve stress and get your chemicals kind of in balance again, and just kind of calm your system down. If you're always fight or flight, like trying to go or looking for chaos, a way to put chaos in your life, in your body, is to work out. And then that'll be like your piece of chaos instead of looking at it externally, if that makes sense. Because I noticed when I would exercise or work out, I wasn't so much as like looking for it. I'm like, everything's going to be fine. Cold water exposure, turning your shower on cold, helps you put yourself and your body in the present moment. Because I know a lot of times my mind would erase if I took a cold shower, or just go out in nature too and just jump in a lake. So that's beneficial for your immune system, your mental health. There's a guy called Wim Hof. He does breathing exercises and also cold water exposure if you want to look him up. He's a good mentor with stuff that he was dealing with at the time. Hypnosis I did and changed my life. And what hypnosis does is kind of calm your body down and relax your mind enough to kind of like open up your subconscious mind, and it gets your brainwave states into a different wave, tuning in to a different channel, if that makes sense. And so you're able to access more memories, to realize things and kind of like step back. So that's the same also with meditation pretty much. And sound bowls, like I went to a group, you go lay in there like on a yoga mat thing, and this woman would play these singing bowls, and it just makes this sound. It's like woo woo woo, and something about that just calms you down. I had a really neat experience with that. I just tried that a couple months ago, and I benefited from it. It felt like my whole body relaxed. I felt like I was floating. I felt a lot lighter and relaxed. And same thing with the hypnosis. I had hypnosis done outside of the VA, and that's when I became aware of it. But it had nothing to do with like mental health and all that stuff. It was like a spiritual, like past life regression. And I didn't know that's what that was, but apparently that's what I had done. And it was just a neat, crazy experience I had. And that was a form of hypnosis. So that's when I first became aware of it. And I was like, okay. And then somehow, some way, the VA assigned me a hypnotist. And he had some interesting way of implanting the sound of peace for me, which is like the wind in the trees or the sound of the waves. I started freaking out, having an episode where I would be like, where's my gun, flipping out. And our session somehow implanted that sound, so whenever I started having an episode, I started hearing that noise and I calmed down. And that's exactly what happened. That's the first time I realized, like, I don't know what this guy did or hypnosis, but that's powerful. And that changed my life, my experience, because, you know, flipping out fully all the way. And I was doing that often when I just feel like I'm in danger and just feel like I need protection. And I started hearing that wind sound, like this very calming, soothing sound out of nowhere. And I was like, what the hell? And I just like calmed down. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, that's right. Everything's fine. And it took me out of that episode. That shit is exhausting, you know? And that was my first experience of having something that was like obtainable, and that changed. And so then I got certified in it, took the course for hypnosis, and we would like train on each other. And my instructor did sessions on me that helped me find the root cause of why I was so hypervigilant. Basically went in there and kind of it's like observing something from a different angle, if that makes sense. Like changing your perception on what happened and making it where it's not that big of a threat for your body to still react that way in the future. I still react to things now. Like if a gunshot goes off, I'll go in like some weird robotic mode and try to go for my gun, like a protection state. But I used to sleep with a gun under my pillow and feel like someone's coming through the door to get me all the time. I was living by myself at the time, and just so focused on someone's coming through that door. I know they are, and I have to be on guard. I have to be ready. And that hypnosis session with my instructor changed that too, because I had the other session where it helped me with those episodes, but not when just my way of how I was living. And she went in my mind, it's like a guided meditation, and we got to the root cause, realized it, and then changed it. Something in my brain just kind of clicked, and I settled down. So ever since then, like I cried because of how much relief that I didn't have to deal with that or understand what was going on. I could not say how grateful I was, because if you're dealing with the same thing, it's exhausting. If you got PTSD, hypervigilance, or just, you know, being on guard all the time. If you can't just relax, it's exhausting. You changed my life. I'm very grateful for you. Shooting. All right. So getting a gun or going out with buddies and just blowing shit up. Like, I don't know how else to put it. Or learning something new. Shooting definitely took off stress, and it puts you in the present moment because of what you're doing. And learning something new, like I got into hunting and fishing, and so it's like picking up a new skill and focusing on something, like picking up a hobby. So if I had spare time, or just got my mind to focus on something new, if that makes sense. So I'm sure that's pretty much everything I covered on my notes, but I hope you benefited from it in some way. Give it a chance, you know, have an open mind. It's a healing journey, but we're not broken people. I don't view people as broken. We're like experiencing and learning on this planet. Because viewing yourself as broken is like something to be fixed, but it's not. It's something to be learned from, something to grow through and grow from. Because if I didn't go through everything that I did, I feel like I wouldn't be as understanding or see things from the perspectives and stuff that I do now, or even just to help other people. That's pretty much where I'm at now. Is anything that you go through and experience, you never know if you talk to another veteran or anybody that's a first responder or someone who's had a lot of trauma, if you can just say like, hey, I'm here, I've gone through this, and just hearing their story and stuff that helped them could change a life, you know. It might not feel that big of a deal to you, but to someone who is drowning, that shit could mean life or death for them. Because I was definitely there. But I appreciate your time. Thank you for giving this a listen. And if you have any comments, questions, concerns, stuff that helped you, just leave it in the comments and let me know. I hope you have a blessed day.